everybody, welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to talk about my sudden hearing loss update. So it's been about a year since I lost my hearing. So some things have gotten better and other things they've kind of stayed the same, especially with my vertigo. I mean, my vertigo, when it first happened, I was spinning around. I couldn't even get out of bed the first day and I was literally crawling to the bathroom. I felt so nauseated. I was just like throwing up. It was a mess. But I still have my vertigo and every day I have to be extra careful to get out of bed. When I do get out of bed, I have to make sure I'm holding onto the bed. Right across the way from the bed is a mirror. And there's been a few instances where I had to actually like catch myself so I don't actually fall on the mirror. But yeah, when I get out of bed, it's really a struggle because I have to hold on to something. Of course, the way I feel is I'm going like, everything's like spinning this way, like kind of like going around. So I just kind of keep my head down, make it off the bed. I just kind of stand there for a few seconds while I kind of let my body adjust, but I mean, I'm still dizzy. I just have to be careful. Yeah, definitely getting out of bed. I've noticed too, if like, let's say if I wanted to grab something that's a little bit taller than me, if I tilt my head up and I'm trying to grab whatever I'm trying to grab, I also start getting dizzy. Been multiple times where I've had a vertigo attack where the most scariest thing I've ever had was I was in the shower, you know, just like washing my hair. When I do take a shower, whatever movement I'm doing, I just make sure I'm really, like, I don't go too fast. If I go too fast, that's when I start spinning. I just turned over to grab some shampoo. It just hit me. I started spinning. When I turned that instant, my whole entire body, luckily I caught myself because my shower, I believe it's like marble, or maybe not marble. Anyways, it's like really hard material. I caught myself. If I didn't catch myself, I would have hit my face on the shower. But luckily I kind of stopped myself from like falling over. With my vertigo, that happens. I usually have vertigo attacks where I can't control, where I'm like constantly like spinning this way. Especially too when I'm in bed and if I roll over, that happens a lot. And when it does happen, I usually kind of close my eyes, because when I have my eyes open, of course, everything's spinning around me, and that's when I get really nauseated. So I just like kind of keep my eyes closed and then I kind of wait. But most of the time, like when I do have them, I just like to stay in bed. I don't want to move. I'm scared to, like, if I had to drive to work, I mean, I don't want to, because I don't want to have a vertigo attack when I'm driving. So that's why I'm like extra careful. I do make sure that I have somebody with me. And then sometimes at work, I mean, I constantly feel like I'm drunk. It's like where my body's like kind of woo, woo, woo. So I experience that a lot. And I know that my doctor wants to do some kind of therapy to like help with that. I do take medication for my vertigo, but it doesn't always work. So I still continue that. A few scary incidents happened a couple weeks ago. I was in the shower. It's weird because everything always happens in the shower. But I was washing my hair. My ear that I can hear, which is my left side, I hear like this sharp ringing. All of a sudden I lost my hearing on that side. I was like, okay, this is weird. I couldn't hear anything at all. I was completely deaf for 10 seconds. And I started freaking out. I did kind of feel really dizzy when it was happening too. So I just like kind of held on to the shower tile and I was like holding on to myself. I'm like, okay, I'm like, what am I gonna do? And after the 10 seconds happened, my hearing came back. And so after that happened, I called my doctor right away. Of course, my doctor is out of the office until July. And so they have another nurse that was on site, but she told me she really couldn't do anything. So I have to wait till July when my doctor does get back into office. Yeah, she comes back in July. And like a few times that I was lying in bed and I was it wasn't exactly the same thing that happened to me where I heard the sharp ringing, but this time basically I could hear my hearing like going in and out, and I thought that was like really, really bizarre. And then I could hear like the noise of it, and then it would just like go in, and then I could hear it going away. Yeah, so it was like really scared when that happened too. It hasn't happened in a week. Also, this happened on Father's Day. The restaurant we went to, it was really, really big and there was a lot of people. It was during brunch time. The way it worked, it was like an open buffet. And so we went to the restaurant and we're all sitting down and we had a pretty big party. I think our party was probably like 15 people. And then the place that it was held at, it was fully packed. People were trying to talk to me, but I couldn't hear anything. All I could basically hear was just like mumbling words and I couldn't really make out what they were saying. It gave me so much anxiety not knowing. I mean, I know where I was, but I couldn't really focus on any conversation. All I can hear was just like mumbled noise all together, and it just made me feel like really anxious, and I couldn't really talk to anybody. I really wanted to leave, but you know, I didn't, because I was with family, so I didn't want to leave them. But I just felt really nervous, and I felt really bad to the people I was talking to because I couldn't hear them. It just like kind of scared me for a moment. I'm like, okay, this is how it is to be in a large crowd of people and not basically knowing what's going on. And I think that's what really scared me the most, is like I didn't really know what's going on because there's so many people talking that I couldn't make out anything. It was just like a lot of voices all at once. And this is the first time I've experienced anything like it. And so I think right now, I mean, when I do go out to dinner with people, and if it's most of the time, like if it's at a restaurant, I'm also left-handed too. When I do sit, I usually kind of sit the opposite way because most of my family, they're all right-handed. So I kind of sit opposite from them, so it's a little bit easier for me to hear. But I haven't really had any trouble. I mean, there's a few times where a waitress will come on my left side. I mean, not my left side, I mean my right side. She'll come and try to talk to me and ask me what I want, and I won't even notice her because obviously I can't hear on this side. So a lot of people, a lot of the times, whoever I'm with, they have to tell me, oh, Jonathan, they're talking to you. That last Father's Day brunch, it just like kind of freaked me out. I really don't want to exclude myself from events like that, but I just felt really nervous. I felt scared. I didn't want to let anybody down, you know, because I couldn't talk to them. It was a really frightening time. I'm definitely not gonna give up on like going to restaurants with people. I'm definitely gonna figure out, there has to be another way where I can hear people better in those types of situations. But I would say that's like one of the hardest things, is because I mean, I do like to socialize and I do like family gatherings. At the same time, it's really hard if I can't really hear, you know, the person in front of me. I can't really talk to them. And that's another thing too, is like the last concert I went to, I wore earplugs to help, you know. I definitely want to protect my left ear. I feel, especially when I'm at work, if I'm at work for longer days, it's a lot harder for me the next day or even later on that day to hear people. I feel like my ear gets strained. I want to make sure I protect my ears. I definitely don't want to lose my hearing in my left ear. I don't let that bring me down. I just kind of think positive about it, you know what I mean? Like, it makes me different from everybody else, and I've learned to deal with it. But I want to let people know that you shouldn't give up on the things that you like doing. Like me, I like going and socializing and hanging out with family and, you know, large crowds. I'm not gonna let that stop me from doing that. I'm still gonna do it. You know, I'm still gonna go to concerts. I'm still gonna do all the things I love doing. You know, I just have to learn how to control it, or just how to make the situation better. And most of the time, everybody's really understanding, so that's not a problem. But let me know, the people that have sudden hearing loss, have you experienced anything like this? Feel free to leave a comment. I definitely am going to see the doctor in July and see what they say about my left ear. Yeah, that's the most recent update that I have. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this video. Thanks for watching, and I really appreciate, you know, everybody that has subscribed and watched my videos. Till next time, I'll keep you updated again. Bye.